Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dasha and I'm a radical self-love and acceptance coach. And I'm so grateful to have you here. Today's episode is so freaking juicy. I'm just sitting here thinking like, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to record? I have my list of ideas and videos that I have been planning to talk about. So if you have any special requests, please pop them in the comments. And as you can see, today I'm talking about 27 and in the relationship for the first time. It's just like a fairy tale, but nothing like Disney. And today we're talking about relationship, relationships, soulmates, and all the juiciness about self-love, growth, and how I got where I got in my relationship, which is actually a fairy tale. There'll be it's so funny. I don't want to tell you that because, the way romance is depicted in movies and the way it's depicted in like children's movies and like rom-coms, it's kind of actually could be real. That's the thing. And then there's some people that are like, oh no, like relationships are hard, they're hard work, and they, they like are hard and they don't work, and you have to work hard to have a good relationship. And I'm going to give you some tips and some personal story about relationships. So, firstly, I want to start with beliefs create our reality, and potentially I might have a link to a workshop masterclass that I did on that. But that's the thing, right? So if you believe that relationships are hard, then they're gonna be hard. And I know for a fact, there's a big thing that women have out there. It's like, there's no good men out there. They're all dickheads. And similar with men, they're like, oh, women are manipulative, conniving bitches. And that's the thing. If you have that attitude, if you have that belief, then yeah, that's what's going to happen. You're going to attract those kind of people. And that's what I used to do. I used to think all men were stupid and dickheads. And then guess what? I just attracted that. And then I remember this one time in India, I was sitting with my friend and I said that to her and she's like, what? That's weird. Like all the men that I ever meet are incredible and they're like just amazing. And I was like, so sweet and kind and caring. And I was like, what? And that moment shifted my reality. And this is what I'm here to do. I'm an expander. It's actually really funny. I just connected with a new beautiful soul on Instagram. And if you're watching this, hello, love you. Who said that to me? And my coach used to say that to me all the time. And I totally believe that. And actually, as I mentioned in my previous video, Gene Keys, like one of my things is actually relationships. And it all makes sense, It's like my Gene Key wasn't meant to fruition till like after 30. And it makes sense because I have not ever been in a monogamous relationship until the age of 26, right? That's when I first met my boyfriend. And I'm going to tell you about our love story because it's a pretty crazy one. It's pretty insane. And I'd love to share it because I want you to know what's possible, what happens out there, because I didn't have enough of these kind of stories in my life. What would happen was I would get with my girlfriends and we would just bitch and gossip and bitch about men. And guess what? That was the frequency and the vibration we were operating at. I'm going to tag a video about frequency and vibration if you want to know more about it. Yeah, and that's why I attracted digheads, but that's not only the thing, right? The other thing was my self-worth. I didn't believe that I was worthy of being with a person like that. And it was only during COVID that I had a big transformation. And I believe that your self-love you need to truly love yourself and believe in yourself and own your full power. And people say you can't love others until you love yourself because you really can't. Otherwise, you're just seeking validation from outside. If you want to know more about how to get that self-love, I'm going to put some links for some courses, and they're really mind-blowing. Unspoken is one of my signature offers, and then I also am going to have a really special one called Unleashed, and that's what I channeled during COVID. So during COVID, I had this self-love awakening, and it changed my life. It gave space to me receiving love and meeting my partner. So the crazy story. So now I'm going to go into the crazy story of how I met my partner. And the thing is, I'm also going to link the video to manifesting, to my top tips, because I totally manifested him. I've written lists, like lists of what I want in my partner. And he's everything I ever wanted. He is my dream. And I share that with my friends. It's like kind of mind blowing. It's kind of freaking mind blowing how incredible he is. Like, he's very, very special. And our manifest, like, it's like the way we are together, it fruitions automatically into reality. Like, instant manifestation, instant. It's really, really special. All right. So, how did we meet? So, we met at an ecstatic dance. It's a conscious dance. There's no alcohol, no drugs. If you don't know about it, just look it up, or I might make a video about it because it was freaking awesome. And it was interesting because I was hanging out with a group of people I normally wouldn't, and that's how we met. But he didn't pay any attention to me the first time we met, and then we met 2 weeks later. And it was interesting because the few weeks before that, and some of you might know if you're watching this, I've been talking to you about it, I was trying to go down to these giant trees. I had this intuitive thing to go down to these trees and have a really incredible, like, conscious experience there, connecting to the nature and tripping balls. And none of my friends could host me. No one could. And I live in Perth, right? So down south of Western Australia. And I didn't even know where these trees were. I just knew they were there, right? I didn't even know what they looked like. I just had this thing of these giant trees. And then I met him again, and I had this inkling like, I wonder if he has a van. And the funny thing is, I have a thing for men who are blonde with blue eyes with vans. So I was completely repeating my pattern. And the thing with the relationships, you're gonna you wound attract, you wound bond. So your wounding attracts their wounding, and then you come together. And if you personally haven't done any work, it's gonna be hell, right? And I don't know, like, I believe twin flames are that, it's like you haven't done enough personal work that you just trigger the fuck out of each other. But if you've done your personal work, you can come together and you still trauma bond and wound bond, but you can hold each other in it and you work and grow together, right? So, and like your beliefs and your memory is programmed from age of 1 to 7, and then you just repeat the same cycles, right? So every relationship you're going to get in is going to be the same. Every person, it's because your inner little child is trying to fix that relationship, right? So we connected. I was trying to get him to go to this. He had a van. So he had a van. Trying to get him to the trees. He said no, 3-hour drive. And then I was like, all right, I have a better idea. Let's go to Karajini, which is this mind-blowing national park in Western Australia. It's 15 hours from Perth. So I highly, highly recommend. I haven't been at that point, and I knew like it was sacred and I thought it would be magical. And let me tell you, it is, because I got to go. Because he decided to compromise and drive 15 hours. So we planned this 9-day trip. I was actually going to go over to the other side of Australia. But this was when COVID was still going. Our borders were really strict and closed, and we ended up falling in love. I know, it's like a freaking romantic movie. And most relationships start off like that, right? Because it's hormones, and then your buckets get full, and then you get freaking angry at each other. And you're yelling at them for leaving their dirty socks on the ground. But it's not about the dirty socks. It's about your full bucket of things that you're resenting them for because you're not talking to them about it. So our 9-day trip turned into 5 weeks. We ended up going up all the way to Cape Levack, which is another mind-blowing spot, like highly, highly recommend. And I don't know, I don't think many people know about it. Most people don't know about any of the places around Western Australia. And if you keep following me, you will find out I love to travel. I've personally been to over 52 countries, and oh my God, I don't even know how many cities, because I always spend like weeks in each place. I once did a Kentucky and we did two, and it was like horrible. And I promised myself I would never do that ever again. Yeah, so that's our fairy tale. And our anniversary is 8/8, so it's Lionsgate. We opened a crazy portal in Karajini, and it was mind-blowing, and it was beautiful, and it was cosmic, and our relationship is getting stronger and stronger every single day. I'm falling more and more madly in love with him. And the thing is, we have such open communication. And yes, we have the ups and we have the downs, but the downs aren't that bad. And if you just let go of being right and righteous, then there's nothing to worry about. Everything is just passes, you know? And you can watch my Vipassana videos, because nothing is permanent. And that's the biggest teaching of that. So thank you for listening to this video. I hope it gave you lots of hope and lots of insight. I personally thought that I would be single for the rest of my life. And then I had that awakening. And then I realized my power, and my frequency and vibration shifted. And I was open to magnetize the man of my dreams. And the thing is, the person of your dreams is out there. They're just waiting for you to allow them to step into your life. And they will. And some have already. And sometimes you just need to do some personal work. And if you're interested in learning more and wanting to know more, please reach out, because I feel like my path is constantly shifting, and a relationship, like conscious relating, because my journey started at the age of 16, right, into self-development. And I believe that conscious parenting is the future. You know, it's like first we have to look inside ourselves, and we have to complete those ancestral traumas and heal those ancestral woundings and traumas, break those cycles, and then create new cycles. We need to be the change we want to see in the world, and everything starts with us, and then it continues with our children. And how do kids learn? By observing. They learn by watching. They learn by what they see. They learn from what they see, not from what you say, right? So having those important pillar, the relationship, what are their parents' relationships like, is so important. So I hope this gave you some insights. I will be doing a video about my top 5 tips to find your soulmate. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you click like, and make sure to comment. It really, really lights me up when I see comments. So what is your biggest takeaway? Are you in a relationship of your dreams? Or are you seeking that relationship? Or are you feeling so resigned and cynical that like it's never going to happen? I would love, love, love to hear. And also make sure you check the different links and grab the freebie. So much love and see you next time. Bye bye.